Indie and Unsigned, a presentation of Zagniff Productions, LLC. Indie and Unsigned.
So no lions, no.
Unless I get backstage, I'm not coming.
He was getting it in. For those of y'all that are listening to for those of y'all that are listening to, get over the world. I'm making that up. I don't know what it's like all over the rest of the world. But I am here today.
Broadcasting live from Zagniff Studios, it's Indie and Unsigned, where we interview the best and the brightest of the stars that you haven't met yet.
Yeah, last time I talked to y'all, I was bragging.
And now it's time for another episode of Indie and Unsigned with your host, Mr. Fingers.
Episode 2 of Indie and Unsigned. I'm your host, Mr. Fingers. Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls. How's everybody doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? Y'all in the front, y'all off to the sides of the heckling, y'all in the cheap seats. Appreciate each and every one of you for coming through today. I don't know why I just pointed at a bunch of imaginary people, but I do it every show, so that's the thing. Appreciate you guys for showing up. I am Mr. Fingers coming to you from Zagniff Central in Oklahoma City, and welcome to this week's edition of Indie and Unsigned, all the way from Oklahoma City. I am today's guest, ladies and gentlemen. I talk about these folks all the time. I got another guest that I discovered right on Tangerine's Top Talent. It's not on today, actually. We pushed this back so we wouldn't overlap with her show, so we didn't have one today. But coming to us live in living color,
Right.
all the way from Denver, Colorado, ladies and gentlemen. I need a nice virtual round of applause for the one and only Conscious, who is worth the Google. How you doing, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed today, my brother. I appreciate you having me on. I'm excited. Amen.
I think, oh, there we go. You froze up for a second, but we glad to have you here with us. Just to give folks a little background on how I ran across Conscious, like I said, I'm always into, open mics, talents, and things of that nature. Now, we didn't, in the last 2 years, we haven't had a lot of opportunity to get out and go to any of those, although things are opening up now. But there's a guy that I followed on social media, content creator by the name of Clayton Thomas, Team CT. That's how you must address him. You do not ever address him by his first name. Always call a man CT. Team CT all day. And his lovely wife, Tangerine Thomas, and the two of them together are content creators. And Tangerine has a show called Tangerine's Top Talent. It normally airs every Tuesday, right about 4 p.m. Central Time. I think she's on 3 p.m. or 2 p.m. Pacific Time or something like that. And it's about an hour or roughly thereabouts. And people just come on. You hit the 3 p.m. Yeah, well, you hit the link and you come on and you get to rap or you get to sing and you get to do spoken word or do your poetry or whatever you want to do. And there's a whole cast of folks that pop in every week just to come on and share a little something of what they create. And this guy, this is the story I was sharing with him before we came on. The first time I saw Conscious, he came on. It's like, we welcome Conscious. And he looked like sitting in his basement with his shirt off. And I was like, what is this fool getting ready to do? And come to find out he's a rapper, not only a rapper, but a gospel rapper. And he started spitting, and I was like, oh, okay. All right. I see you. I see you. I see you, Colorado DMX. I see you. And then every subsequent time he showed up on the show, killing it. Just killing it. The brother's got skills. He drops mad bars. And so that's how I met Conscious. So now that I have set the mood, I want to let you go ahead and tell people a little bit about yourself.
Right. My name is Conscious. I'm a gospel rapper, like you said. I'm originally from Los Angeles. I just moved here almost 4 years ago. Made a transition from California to Colorado. So this is home now. I purchased property out here, working out here, everything. So this is where I'm at to stay. And I'm really just in motion of trying to get my music ministry. I like to call it entertainer, but I like ministry because of the in my music, and I'm trying to get that take off. Things are starting to move. I appreciate brothers like yourself giving me the opportunity to come on a show like this, to get some indie exposure, because people don't know unless people expose what's happening. I appreciate you, my brother.
Yeah, man, absolutely, absolutely. Um, I, we were talking earlier, and one of the things is that um, this is still a relatively new platform for me. I started this show 4 years ago when I was residing in Virginia, and at that point, right outside of DC. At that point, I was DJing. I was DJing and doing karaoke, and there was talent everywhere. I could throw a rock and grab somebody. So I had a good steady flow of people that were set to come on the show. Well, my wife and I found out that our jobs were sending us to Oklahoma City. Um, and
Okay.
at that point, while we had Zoom, we didn't have the platforms like this. They were in evolution, but they hadn't evolved like this. So I didn't really have a way to present something like this to people. And so it just kind of went into hiatus. Well, during COVID, it was reborn like this. And it used to be, in 2018, and people would just come by my house. I had the whole setup in the basement. Well, now it's 2021. We have the StreamYard and the Melon app and the different platforms that you can do for streaming. So I started saying, well, shoot, I could just reach out all across everywhere and get a hold of people. We've had stand-up comics, we've had singers, we've had spoken word people. We'll have a couple poets on. And my philosophy is there's two philosophies I've got. No need in me hating on anybody because I'm an artist myself. Because the way I see it, there's room for everybody at the table to eat. And number two, if I can help get you in front of
That's right.
5 or 10 more people, that's 5 or 10 more people that you weren't in front of before you came on here today. And that's my thing. Like you might not get famous off the show, but I'm gonna introduce you to just like going on Tangerine show every week. So that's my philosophy. So thank you for being here today.
That's right.
Now you did share some of your background with me, man. So you weren't always a gospel rapper, huh?
I started doing gospel too when I tried. I always rap what was. God says that we're accountable for every idle word that comes out of our mouth. And so with that being said, I was like, I can't keep rapping like I'm rapping. It was going to stop. But the Holy Spirit convicted me and said, God who gave you that gift, use it to glorify him. And that's what I do today.
Outstanding. Now, so before you were conscious, you were known as Sleep. Now, I mean, not to take you back into into that life, was there any type of meaning behind that? Did that mean what I think that mean, or was it, was it just a name that they just came up with for you?
Honestly, I think they called me Sleep because I smoked a lot of water. My eyes were always low and red, so I kind of think that's what brought about the name Sleepy Low. And then it just, after time went on, people get lazy. They don't want to pronounce the whole, all of the whole word. So this went from Sleepy Low to just sleep. Went from Sleepy Low to just sleep.
I got you. I feel you. Same thing here.
Like 2002. Yeah, in 2002. No, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just saying I did the same thing here with my stage name. My full stage name is Mr. Fingers, the Mad Karaoke DJ. And over time, it just Fingers. That was it. So as a matter of fact, that's where the whole company came from. It's like I
I'm about to say, yeah.
Yeah, so it just made sense. I pulled the Oprah, I flipped everything backwards, and here we are with Zagniff Productions. So yeah, but hey, look, Deliverance is a wonderful thing. I used to have a problem with the bottle. I don't anymore. I've been sober for be 8 years this
Right.
December. So now, were you always into rap? We're working our way through your backstory. Were you always into rap, or was that something that you got into?
Now, I've always been rapping since high school. I graduated from in Los Angeles back in 1988, and
Class of
I started
'88. What up?
rapping
What up?
like
What up,
back in high
classmate? Okay, happy 52nd.
of September. I'll be 52. The big 5-2 coming up in September. Back, you know what I'm saying? I was influenced by EPMD, LL Cool J, where West Coast like kicked off. I idolized those rappers, and I tried on a Crenshaw media class. Had to do lyrics to his whole album memorized. I was rapping his lyrics like it was my songs and stuff, and people was like, "Hey, you should rap," you know what I'm saying? So I started writing my own stuff. I was like, okay, well, let me see what, So, and again, at the time I was gang banging, so I started writing raps, my neighborhood, and about, you know what I'm saying, and everything that was going on, you know what I'm saying, around me, and it just kicked off from there. You know what I'm saying? So I pursued trying to be a rapper in LA for a minute. I was always up in Hollywood. I had a manager doing those at like Carly's, different spots up in Hollywood. What was that one club? The Blues Club. But yeah, so I was out there trying to, make my mark in hip hop out there in LA up until 2002. And like I say, when I changed my life, man, the Holy Spirit just totally convicted me of that whole lifestyle. And I just had to live differently. You know what I'm saying? Not perfectly, but differently.
Yeah, understood. I understand 100% where you're coming from. So, now, have you noticed that since you have now, obviously, for obvious reasons, there were some folks that rocked with you back then that probably don't rock with you now. But have you noticed, is the reception to what you were doing before about is it more, or is it better, or is it about the same as where you when you were, you know, doing secular rap is what I forgot the word. Took me all of 15 minutes to get to that.
Right. You see, they call it secular rap. Yeah. Honestly, I feel I'm actually making more of an impact doing gospel music than I was doing secular music. I feel I made an impact doing secular to the point to where I honestly feel Ice Cube stole two of my concepts. I was out doing these shows, doing so many shows up in Hollywood and different places in LA. I'll try to think like, I want to rap about what other people are not rapping about. I want to come with a new concept when I do these shows, and I do things to grab the attention of an A&R, you know what I'm saying, or a record label or something. I always come up with concepts, and man, to this day, I'm willing to bet that Ice Cube stole two of my concepts because he was rapping about those things, and then all of a sudden he come out with albums and they got my same concept, like with my same concept. But I feel it was Rob, because he always on his songs, you hear him, man, say all the time, this is 1990 this is 1990 that, or this is 90 this. He say it very often in a lot of his music. But them two songs that are questionable to me, he say it, but he scribble out the year. He won't announce what year that was when he put that out, because I could prove my copyrights before that. So it's kind of like, why those two songs you won't say the year on? You'll say the year on all the music that you put out.
Oh boy, look, I'm not even TMZ. I'm not
around, but that wasn't for me.
Hey, y'all heard that here first. I'm not even the Shade Room or TMZ or Breakfast Club or Sway in the Morning or none of that. You heard it first. But man, Conscious said Ice Cube got a couple of his pieces right there. So
a couple of my concepts, and all I would ask, I would just ask. all I would ask him is why.
So do you you mentioned guys like LL Cool J. Was there anybody else that you kind of tried to pattern yourself after when you were coming up in the biz?
All the West Coast rap, I really can't say I'm influenced by most West Coast rap most, but I can't say I was influenced most rap because it didn't exist when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have NWA in the 80s, and we didn't have King T in the 80s, and you know what I'm saying? That music came out, and it was the late 80s, you know what I'm saying, early 90s. So I grew up on East Coast rappers, you know what I'm saying? And my influence was those that were the most lyrical, the most lyrical rappers, like I say, EPMD, Rakim, and Eric B and Rakim. And like I say,
I was gonna say if you don't mention the God Rakim, yeah, I was definitely gonna say if you don't mention the God Rakim,
Rakim, you know what I'm saying? Definitely.
You know that we're talking about a guy who
definitely, man. When it comes to the
who even at an early stage of the game, I mean, hip hop was not really commercially available for not even for 10 years when you know, Eric B and Rakim burst on the scene, and the way that he delivered his flow. Prior to that, everybody kind of came with AB flow, like the Run DMCs, the Grandmaster Flash, the Furious Fives, and you know, like that. And he took flow and did different things with it. And so yeah, for that he will always have. I don't have a Mount Rushmore of rap, but if I did, Rakim spot number one, just because of where he came, what he did when he came along and revolutionized. I would probably put, not because of their skill, but just because of being the first group to actually break through in a big commercial way, would be Sugar Hill. So that would be my two. My Mount Rushmore probably have about 6 instead of 4. But those two most definitely right out the back. But Rakim is in spot number 1 all day, every day.
Sugar Hill Gang, that's right.
Yeah. So
you can't forget about Sugar Hill Gang, Grandmaster Flash, and the Furious Five.
You know, Melly Mel. I mean, you could go the Biko Africa, Bambaataa and the Soul Sonic Force, Nucleus. Like we're talking about stuff that some of these young folks don't know nothing about. They might have heard it. They might have heard a sample in there somewhere there, but they don't know anything about it. Nothing about it. I mean, even young Will Smith, who then went by the Fresh Prince. You know, with and what the Jazzy oh gosh, I mean, I've skipped a whole bunch of names. Houdini, the Fat Boys, Run DMC, the whole Def Jam label, the Beastie Boys, MC Light, Salt and Pepper, Kid and Play, the Force MDs, who actually were rappers who just happened to sing and they got more popular as singers. Like all of those folks, just what they did to open the doors for those people that are here now is absolutely amazing. Actually, probably my Mount Rushmore would be basically everybody that came out from 80 something to about 94, 95, 94, 95. And then after that, it's on a selective basis. But everybody, I mean, everybody. And then the whole West Coast, and then the entire West Coast evolution of rap. Because, you know, it all came from the East Coast. But anyway, this is not my interview. This ain't my interview. You're not interviewing me. I'm not here to give commentary. I'm here to talk to you about what's going on with you and your things. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us today, welcome to season 3.
You dropping knowledge.
Oh man, I used to listen to. Remember, we would get them tapes or them you go to record store and spend just hours, and you get them, and especially if you got the one with the lyrics in it, you would sit and read and memorize the lyrics. And how it was such a big deal when LL Cool J dropped his second album, where he was one of the first rappers to actually have a song with no hook. Matter of fact, he had 2 songs on that album with no hook. Moran's Not Done, and oh god, I forgot what the other one was called, but it had oh man, Oh man, I some of the lyrics I don't want to put. What he said, her skin got pale, and wham bam the tails did it so hard I should have went to jail. I can't remember that particular song, but it was those two songs, like just things that people did, you know. And LL was the first hip hop sex symbol because he always want to take his shirt off. So we could go for days on this. We could go for days on this. But tell me a
Right.
little bit more. Tell me a little bit more about as you evolved over into gospel rap. Now we know that being a gospel rapper, you got a really thick syllabus for a reference point. So how in you know in the Bible, so how did that influence you in terms of going about writing, composing and coming up with the concepts for your new music? Like, we know you can't really necessarily just rap. I mean, you could rap Bible stories like the Donald Lawrence singers, "Oh Peter, Don't Be Afraid," with
Right.
their song. But how do you go about developing your songs now, as opposed to before 2002 when you were just talking about what was on the streets?
Well, the way I compose my music is pretty much the same. Okay, because it was kind of before 2002. What was going on in the neighborhood? Things would happen on the streets. You know, man, we battle a lot in the streets, so we battle rapped a lot in the streets, so we would come up with different, you know, concepts and things like that. And then once I get life to the Lord, like I said, I was convicted about rapping about stuff that wasn't real to me, because I didn't want to be that kind of rapper that talk about, oh, I'm going out selling drugs, or I'm gang banging and I'm doing this stuff. So I gotta rap about what now. So as I got into the word, started seeing things that changed my life, you know what I'm saying, and how the word of God changed my life. Then I started putting that into to try to look, this is how God can change you. You can go from doing this to doing this now, or you could have been stuck over here like this, and now this, following the word of God, will bring you over to this right here. And the concept just came. I mean, honestly, I just got it was crazy to write about stuff, and I would stealing and all kind of stuff like this. And then once this, thank you, Jesus. Man, that song is tight. Thank you, Lord. But it was a bunch of filth. Now when I write and I've completed, and I'm like, wow, I know this came straight from you. I wouldn't even understood how to communicate this without you being in my life. So it's kind of like, again, it's the way God is changing me. I try to put it to the music. Like, I'll use an example. I have a song called I'm gonna get my, the name of the song is Get My Jesus On. Okay. And pretty much the concept of the song came about because people would be questioning faith. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, if God is all of that, then why did this happen? Or if God is this, then why do you do that? Or why are you doing this? If you're supposed to be perfect and you know, but yet you still do this, or you said that, you know what I'm saying? Or you would always try to point out things to question the faith. And sometimes, like, I would get in situations where this person's perspective is their perspective. Every perspective, to try to debate and all have a made up perspective about whatever the situation is useless. So I came up with the concept is, okay, well, I'm gonna get my Jesus on. You can do what works for you, but I'm gonna get my Jesus on. So when that concept be in a conversation, end up on, and that's just, hey, you can do what works for you, my Jesus on. So it's kind of like, again, the songs just come to me by life experiences.
Outstanding. And we appreciate you being on here today, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said a couple minutes ago, episode 4, season 3, Indian Unsigned. I'm your host, Mr. Fingers, coming to you from Zagnif Live. This is probably a good spot to go for a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere, Conscious. We'll be right back. Our sister company, Zagnif Apparel, has a sweepstakes going on right this very moment. It is running through 11:59 p.m. this coming Sunday, and here are a few details. Everybody stay tight. We'll be right back.
Zagnif Productions,
in association with Zagnif Apparel,
gives you the opportunity to win free athletic gear. And here's how you do it. Visit the Zagnif Apparel Design Shop at Etsy.com. Purchase any piece of apparel that will automatically qualify you for the August 7th drawing for free apparel. Each purchase counts as one entry. No limit on the number of entries allowed. At least one lucky winner will win one free outfit. That's right, one free top, one free bottom. Note, the embroidered bomber jackets will not be regarded as prizes for this sweepstakes. July 30th is the last day to enter, so get to the Zagnif Apparel Design Shop at Etsy.com today for your chance to win free athletic gear, courtesy of Zagnif Apparel.
in conjunction with Zagnif Productions, LLC.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you heard what the man said. Head on over right now to www.Zagnif Apparel Design, right down in the bottom right-hand corner, or you can use the long form of the website down in the corner, scan the QR code. Anything you buy between now and 11:59 p.m. on Sunday enters you in the sweepstakes, and you could win a free top and a free bottom from our sister company, Zagnif Apparel. Here today with our guest conscious gospel rapper. 2002 turned his life around, gave his life to Christ, started rapping for the Lord, and is here with us today. Now, you said you're not signed to a label, you're independent. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm independent. I was previously on a Christian record label called Proctors. I was they actually produced my first, well, actually my only album. I only have one album out right now. I'm working on some a new project now, but I'm no longer on record labels, so my project is kind of shelved right now. But I do use it for promotional purposes, though.
Okay, is that the one that you sent me the information on? Conscious, the X, the prophecy,
yeah, the X Prophecy project. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
now,
the X Prophecy Project. It used to be the Prophecy Project. I promoted as the X Prophecy Project.
Mm-hmm. Now, you have an interesting saying every time you pop on somewhere, and when you introduce yourself, you say, "Just conscious, it's worth the Google." So, where did that come from, man? I've been wanting to ask you about that. Today's the perfect opportunity.
Actually, I came up with that concept. I was a lot of times I'll be talking to people, right? And we might get in a debate about something, you know what I'm saying? Like, where was the Sharpie pen originated? What state originated the Sharpie pen? And somebody might, oh, California. Oh no, it was originated over here, this and that. And I often would say, hey, well, you know what? That's worth a Google. Google it, find out. That's worth a Google. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and Google it. You know what I'm saying? So that became part of my vocabulary. And then I had back when I used to gangbang and I was spray painting on the walls, me and my friends, we would always misspell words on purpose to make you pronounce it when you read it on the wall. You know what I'm saying? So we would like my name, for instance, the way I spell my name, Khan, and when you put it together, conscious, which means IOUS. So the way I spell it, you type in my name, it's only going to pull up me. It won't pull up anybody else because nobody else referenced that name or that word for any reason. So when I realized that, and I started noticing how I use it's worth a Google on my vocabulary when we're debating over what's facts and what's not, I said, I'm worth the Google because no, if you Google me, you're only going to get me. So I just started telling people, you know, hey, when people would ask me like, what social media or how can I find you? and you'll find everything.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I did, because first time I heard you say that, I was like, "Dad, he wasn't playing." Like a couple of pages worth of stuff just started popping up out of nowhere. And oh, by the way, Sharpie markers are manufactured in Mexicali,
Right.
Baja California, Mexico, and Maryville, Tennessee. Just for the record, I had to look that up. I was like, "Dad, where are they made?"
Right. I just looked down. I said,
You grabbed the Sharpie pen, and I was like, "Dad, you know what? I always wondered."
"You don't know, it's worth the Google."
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Again, ladies and gentlemen, gospel rapper Conscious here with us today, joining us on Indian Unsigned. Now you said that project is shelved. Is it any place people can get it, or is it just they own they own the rights to it?
Well, they own the rights to it, per se 50% according to contract, because it was a 50-50 deal in the contract. They did the recording and everything, and of course, me as the artist, I did the writing and the recording and the performing. So the record contract was 50 thing where whatever sold, it was split 50% between me and label. But then when we had the disagreement and I left the record label, I chose to just use the CD for promotional purposes. Honestly, I don't know if they're still selling the CD. I actually went to the website one time and I didn't see my CD on there. I seen other artists, you know what I'm saying, that were still on the label. I seen their CDs and stuff being promoted, but my CD wasn't there. So I just assumed that they're no longer promoting it. I know they took all down off of YouTube for a while, but then the CEO of the label compromised me up one day and he was like, "Hey man, what's your email? I'm gonna send you all your bills. You know, you can do it whatever you want." At first he had shut me down from the videos and stuff, and I didn't have access to them. But then he ended up giving me all the videos that I produced while I was on, all the videos they produced for me while I was on the label. So he gave me those. And yeah, so like I said, I just used the album for promotional purposes. I'm not on any major music platforms like iCloud and iTunes and stuff like that. But if you search my name, again, by it being original, search my names on platforms, you're going to find a lot of music that I'm featured on a lot of other people's albums. You know what I'm saying? So if you go to like iTunes or iCloud or anything, you type my name in, my album won't, but you're going to find a lot of music featuring me.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Outstanding. So that was my next question. Is there any place people can go to pick up or purchase any of your original material? But you said you don't have any out right now, except for the project that you're working on. Is that correct?
Right. I actually have like I say, I use my CD for promotional purposes, so I don't sell except Love Nation, Put on Your Heart. You know, I have the X Prophecy project. I don't sell it, but I do accept donations and love offerings, whatever God put on your heart for those. But also
Okay.
when I'm there's a Sound Click now. There's a website called Sound Click, and I'm on there, and I have music that you can purchase from download on that website, and I have some songs that you can download for free on that website as well.
Okay. And we're gonna get that. We're gonna get that link up here in just a second here. Actually, it's really easy to remember. It's SoundCloud.com/conscious, just like you see it spelled out
Yes,
here.
sir.
As a matter of fact, we're gonna go ahead and just change this up real quick so that this can read that, and that is SoundClick.com/, and we're gonna update that. There it is. That's where
Yep.
you can go right there, ladies and gentlemen, to get the information and listen to the music and purchase the music. And there's some free downloads from our guest Conscious. You know what? I know I said that we weren't going to do this today, but I think we're in a good place as long as the music is not too terribly loud. I'd like you to maybe give me
Okay.
Yeah, maybe a minute or so or something off of one of your tracks if you don't mind, if that's all right with you. And he's in there somewhere, ladies and gentlemen. I think we may have. I hope we didn't lose him. Well, here's what we're gonna do in the meantime, between time, while we're waiting on him to get come back. We're gonna go ahead and run the ad from our sponsor. I think that no, he's still stuck there. We're gonna run it.
Okay,
I got you now. I think I got you now. Well, what we're gonna do real quick, we're gonna run the ad from our sponsor for the day,
are you
which is Squid Rips Cards.
saying you're
Yeah, hang on 1 second. Hang on 1 second. We're gonna run an ad from one of our sponsors here, that being Squid Rips Cards. If you need football cards, they got you, and I'm gonna show you how. Hang tight. We will be right back. That was our sponsor of Indie and Unsigned Squid Rips Cards. Is right there. You can see down in the bottom, Squid Rips Cards in the crawl in the lower third there. That is exactly how you can find him on TikTok. He is live twice a week. He is hooking people up with all kinds of crazy deals on cards. So if you are a football card enthusiast, that is the guy to get at right there. What were you saying, sir? Now we're back from the break. You were trying to say something. Looks like you got looks like you're a little better here with the internet. What were you going to say to us?
microphone.
Yeah,
You breaking up.
No, I got you. I got you. I can't see you. You're frozen, but
I'm frozen.
there we go. I got you now.
Okay. Yeah, I you were breaking up. I didn't hear you was asking me to do some music.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna have you see if you could do like maybe a minute and give us a minute's worth of some one of your tracks, like you normally do on Tangerine's Top Talent. But you started breaking up, so I went to a commercial real quick. So yeah, sure. That way, we don't have to do the setup and all of that. But
Okay. You ready? Look, I put my life on the line in these streets, banging neighbors. Now I'm on the banging hard for my. I'm a rider for righteousness. Truth, call me the killer of wickedness from that ADK crew. Yeah, this is prophecy too, and I'm about my father business. Catch me in the darkest cuts where you won't find your average witness. I'm not that scary kind of Christian who be stuck in the church. I take the gospel to the streets and I'll be putting in work. I gotta keep God first and survive like Q. The prophet X told me conscious just make it, so I'ma do what it do, and do he said on the cross for the sins that I do. So when just don't stop. One more. You said do it better, so I'm gonna drop one more. Look, these cats got so much cheese, they make it rain like a thunderstorm. But life's with sin, they stench like a depressed death, but most of them looking at tags. They like fabulous. Just throw it in the bag. And homie, that's sad. So I'm gonna tell you what the real is. Tell you what God loves. Tell you is. Tell you that this This is my lifestyle, homeboy, and that's how I'm living. I made a conscious decision way back in 2002 to go hard for the Lord and make it do what it do. That's when I stopped banging blue, start repping Jesus instead. And just to show I've been delivered, you might see me in red on the front line, riding with the homeboy dead, killing demons while they scheming, putting two in their head. But with the word of God, homie, yeah, that's what I said, because I'm a rider from the gospel to the day that I'm dead. What? Now, I don't know if I was breaking up or not. Yeah, I can't hear you.
My microphone wasn't turned on. That was my fault. Sorry about that. No, you hung tight through the whole performance. We've been
Okay, because I'm like, wait, I don't know.
You was getting ready to say, man, now we done lost you now. So we've had a few technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. We can, look, like the old saying go, one monkey don't stop no show. We kept it pushing. Plus that, I'll be able to go back and try and fix some of this up in the post edits as well. So we will have a cleaner video for you to see when we do the repost. Do not stress it. Conscious, my man.
Amen.
So where do you see yourself going from this point?
Brother.
So what is your ultimate goal as a gospel rapper? Are you
so good, man?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I stepped on you. Go ahead.
Man, my ultimate goal as a gospel rapper, man, is just to be. I would say ultimate goal as a gospel rapper is to just be used by God. I'm not trying to chase no fame and fortune and all of that. I really enjoy being in the presence of the people and being used by God and seeing how the music that I make impact the lives of the people that hear it. So that's like my primary focus moving forward right now. Man, I just got a got some more equipment to put together my own studio. I'm going to class for video editing, so I'm gonna start music vision to video, and man, I'm networking with a lot of good Christian people out here that's really getting me involved in the community, different churches and stuff. I'm almost getting back towards the stack in Los Angeles out here, and that's really my focus. I want to be able to make an impact on the city, Denver, like I was making an impact on the city in LA.
Okay. Yeah, that you actually you got into part of where I was going with that. Like, a lot of people say that they're not in it for the money, but then you look at where they started and where they end up, and it's somehow or another they wind up with the money. Like, I'm not here to dog anybody that's in the music industry on the gospel end. But if you're writing your own music and you're producing your own music and people are buying the music and it's getting played on the radio and I remember 32 years ago when Kirk Franklin and the Family dropped, and Kirk was doing the church tour, like he was doing the church Chitlin Turkey. And now Kirk is on a arena tour around the country. Like, he was just here in Oklahoma City about 3 weeks ago. You know what I mean? He's doing an arena tour around the country. He's no longer little Kirk Franklin from Dallas, Texas. He's now Kirk Franklin. So that was my question. Like, did you plan to just try and use that as a tool to minister and to minister and to interact with people as a means to interact with people, or were you looking to do something larger with that? So you touched on that. Definitely touched on that.
Yeah, so, like I said, whatever doors got open, walk.
Okay. So any future projects on the burner? I know you said that you were working on building your own studio. I kind of my youngest moved out of the house, and so I got dibs on this room, so I got the whole setup in here with the podcast over here and the stuff over there when I do try to make music. So any future projects you got coming up on the burner that you're working on?
I got some lyrics and stuff in the cut that I'm gonna put together for my next album. I got a couple of features that I got to get recorded. Some people want me to feature on their albums back now. You know what I'm saying? Every block had a studio. You know, everyone, everybody had a studio on every block, so it was like easy to be able to run in and out of studio and collab on projects and stuff like that. But since I moved out here these past 3 years, you know what I'm saying, I've been kind of struggling with networking and getting back on that status. I mentioned a lot of doors opening, but one of the doors that's opening is me being able to just do it myself and have my own laboratory to do my work in, even though I'm not inclined, and that's the challenge. I don't have any engineering skills. I don't know. Right now, for your podcast started, I was down in my basement equipment, and I'm like, okay, I think I can plug something in here, and I think I got to plug something here, but I'm going tomorrow to sit with a guy who's a seasoned engineer who's gonna give me some tips. I feel like I'm putting the faith in God that I got gonna come. He's gonna give me the knowledge, he's gonna give me the understanding, and then once I get that, then I can start picturing where I'm gonna start going. You know what I'm saying? And where I'm headed and what I can do.
Right, 100%.
I definitely know into and I definitely want to get into video editing.
Yeah, one of the most satisfying things about being a musician, because I write my own and record my own as well, is when you put in the work and then you hear the finished product and you know that was like 100% you, because I, like you, have gone into someone else's studio and they've thrown us together a real quick demo to leave the studio with, and I ran that ragged, but then things didn't always pan out with us getting the finished copy. So yeah, I definitely know that feeling. So, best of luck and best wishes to you on that. Is there anything else that you want to share with the people? I know we said we were going to try and go an hour. I'm not sure how long between me and you and our technical difficulties, how many more we're going to have. So before one of us gets kicked off of here, is there anything else that you want to share with the people that they need to know about?
Right, we got yeah. Now we had about an hour now on my clock. We started around 5. It's 6:12, man. So we
getting there. We getting there. Well, we close. We wound up going live 47 minutes ago. So we're pretty close. By the time I get done, on the back end, cleaning everything up. No, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was saying we pretty much covered everything, man. I just want to let everybody know how good God is, you know what I'm saying? And he's definitely real. You know what I'm saying? He intervened in my life in a way to where I know, without a doubt, you know what I'm saying, that we have a creator that expects something of us. We have purpose. We're not just here on this earth just to take up space. We all have purpose, and the creator has given us a purpose, and we find and in tune in our purpose when we seek him, to understand him and have a relationship with him, not religion. I am just a person. I am someone who God actually intervened in my life to show me that he was real. And because I know his realness, I have a relationship with him. I want him to be part of my life, and to be him part of my life is to know who he is, and to know him is in his word. So I just want to put that out there, and say, first, follow me or in what God is doing in my life. You can just Google me. I'm worth the Google. I like to bite. I know you remember the commercial, the psychic lady, Miss Cleo.
Yes.
You remember her?
Call me now. Call me now for your psychic reading. So now you
right. I tell people. I tell people, Google me now.
Google me now, rude boy. Yeah, absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that'll probably do it for today's episode of this I'm sorry, I'm getting my shows mixed up. I started to give the title of my football show of Indian Unsigned. Nice round of applause for my man Conscious. Hey, bro, look, we made it through. We had a couple of hiccups with the technicalities, but we made it through. Thank you for being a part. I'm gonna get with you after we do the outro. What I'll do is I will run the outro, and I will call you as soon as the outro runs, and we'll chop it up a little bit more after this. But ladies and gentlemen, we will be back next week. Don't forget to check out, by the way, Tangerine's Top Talent. It is you can see if there's another place you want to see him, you can catch him on Tangerine's Top Talent. That is on Facebook. I believe it's on Facebook. It's on Instagram. It's on. She doesn't have a YouTube page, but I gotta give her. I gotta give her credit
But
where her
she's going to
credit is
start
due.
doing bi-Tuesday, bi-weekly now. It's going to be bi-weekly now. The next one's going to be August 9th, and then every other Tuesday. It used to be every Tuesday, but starting now it's going to be bi-weekly. Next one is August 9th, and then every
other Tuesday. Okay. But the primary place where you can see that show, at least where I watch it, I catch it every other Tuesday now on Facebook. There are some very talented people on there. Go by and see them. And Conscious is a regular performer on Tangerine's Top Talent. You might catch some folks you might just catch some folks you like seeing, or you might decide to jump in there and do a little something yourself. You never can tell. So, Conscious, thank you very much, sir. To our sponsor, Squid Ribs Cards, we thank you very much. With that, we're going to say good evening, God bless, and as I like to say, as I sign off every show,
God bless.
holla.